Next.
Other presidents should have done this. 47 years they've been toying with these stupid people.
The United States and Iran are close to agreeing a deal to end the war, we read this afternoon. The proposed one-page memorandum would require Iran to pause its nuclear enrichment, while the US would agree to release billions of dollars in frozen Iranian assets. Simon Marks is LBC's Washington correspondent. Simon, forgive me, but I think I've heard about deals with the Iranians in which their nuclear enrichment programs are suspended and the Americans release billions of dollars.
Yes, you have. Very similar, of course, eerily similar to the Iran nuclear deal from which President Trump pulled the United States during his first term in office, Tom. Look, if the White House is to be believed today, this conflict can be resolved thanks to a one-page memorandum, which clearly stretches credibility, given how many years went into negotiating that original Iran nuclear deal. But according to the website Axios, and we have seen time and again over the last few weeks, that particular website being used by the White House to float trial balloons here. There is a one-page memorandum that the Iranians are looking at. The Iranians have certainly confirmed that they've got a document that is still being considered, they say, although one official said that it was more of a wish list than reality. President Trump says if they agree to what he calls the agreement, then there will be peace in our time. The Strait of Hormuz will reopen. Everything will snap back to pretty much where it was before the conflict began. The Iranian regime, of course, will remain in power, which will be very disappointing to millions and millions of Iranian people. But the oil price will fall and the conflict will be behind us. But look, I mean, I think that there is reason to be very cynical about all of this. And the president certainly suggesting in his own Truth Social posting today that if they don't agree, he's going to resume heavy bombardment of Iran. By the way, Project Freedom, that only actually existed for about 36 hours when they managed to get a couple of US-flagged vessels through the Strait of Hormuz, that at the moment is suspended, according to the US, in order to give these negotiations around a one-page memorandum the oxygen they need.
I also read that Marco Rubio, US Secretary of State, of course, said that Operation Epic Fury, that is the original bombing campaign in Iran, that is now over.
Yeah, well, I mean, the die was cast for that last Friday night here in Washington, as we actually reported over the weekend on LBC, because when that 60-day clock in Congress expired, requiring the administration to come to Congress and seek authorization for the war, it was clear that what they were going to do was claim that, as they did, the ceasefire on April the 7th had resulted in a termination of hostilities, even though we all know that hostilities have been continuing. Marco Rubio put that baldly before reporters yesterday, saying Operation Epic Fury is finished. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth said we're in a new phase and it's called Project Freedom. So they gave it a different name, and they argue that that resets the clock on the 60-day authorization demands that Congress is making under the War Powers Resolution, a law that they also now claim is unconstitutional. So they're laying the groundwork just to keep battling away here for months to come, and every 60 days they just change the name of the operation.
So deals to be made internally and externally from the United States. Simon, thank you so much. Simon Marks is LBC's Washington correspondent. Worth saying that the price of oil has fallen on the news that there might be a memorandum of understanding which would lead to then more detailed negotiations about Iran's nuclear program. We wait and see.